The massive starship Horizon drifted silently through the inky blackness of space, its sleek metallic hull reflecting distant starlight. Captain J. Park stood at the command center, his eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching Galactic Confederation vessel. The ship looked nothing like human designs, a complex crystalline structure that seemed to shimmer and shift with impossible geometries. "Incoming transmission," reported Yoon Kim, the communications officer. Her fingers hovered above the translucent control panel, waiting for instructions. The alien representative materialized on the main screen. It was a creature unlike anything humans had encountered before, tall and willowy, with skin that appeared almost translucent, revealing intricate network of luminescent veins beneath. Multiple eyes blinked in a strange, unsynchronized rhythm. "Unidentified human vessel," the alien's voice crackled, heavy with an artificial translation matrix. "You are entering restricted galactic zones. State your purpose immediately." Captain Park remained calm. He had trained for this moment his entire career. Diplomacy would be their first weapon, not aggression. "We are the human exploration vessel Horizon," he responded, each word carefully chosen. "We come in peace, seeking dialogue and mutual understanding." The alien's multiple eyes seemed to narrow. Contempt radiated from its entire being. Humans were known in the Confederation as a young, barely space-capable species, primitive by most galactic standards. "Dialogue?" the alien representative repeated, the word dripping with mockery. "What could your species possibly offer the Galactic Confederation?" Yoon Kim suppressed a smile. She knew something the alien did not. Beside her, the ship's science officer Daniel Rodriguez pulled up a series of complex data streams. Humanity's technological advancements might appear slow to external observers, but they were anything but primitive. The alien continued its verbal assault. "Your civilization has barely mastered interplanetary travel. You have no standing in galactic politics. Your presence here is inappropriate." Captain Park remained unruffled. He understood the psychological game being played. The alien was attempting to intimidate, to establish a hierarchy of power through verbal manipulation. "We respect the Confederation's established protocols," Park responded, his voice steady and measured. "We are here to learn, to contribute, and to establish peaceful communication." Something unexpected happened. The alien's contemptuous expression flickered. For just a moment, curiosity replaced derision. Yoon's communication panel began registering unusual data patterns. The alien's transmission was complex, carrying multiple layers of information beyond simple verbal communication. It was testing them, probing their technological capabilities. "Interesting," muttered Daniel, analyzing the incoming signals. "They're not just talking, they're scanning." The ship's advanced quantum computing systems began processing the alien's multi-layered communication. What seemed like a simple video transmission was actually a sophisticated information exchange. Minutes passed. The tension on the bridge was palpable. Human crew members exchanged subtle glances, their training preventing any outward display of nervousness. Suddenly, the alien's demeanor changed. The multiple eyes refocused, studying the humans with newfound intensity. "Your communication protocols are unconventional," the alien said, a hint of surprise replacing previous condescension. Captain Park allowed himself a slight smile. First contact was always a delicate dance, and humanity was about to show it was an unexpected dance partner. "We look forward to learning from each other," he responded. As the transmission continued, neither the humans nor the alien representative realized they were witnessing the first moments of a relationship that would fundamentally change galactic civilization forever. The Horizon continued its approach, a small but determined vessel representing an entire species ready to make its mark on the cosmic stage. The research facility gleamed like a silver beacon against the barren landscape. Inside, Dr. Hyun Choi stood before a group of alien scientists, her hands steady as she held a small device no larger than a computer chip. The room was cold, filled with tension and unspoken skepticism. Alien researchers from various planetary systems watched her carefully. They had spent decades centuries even, trying to solve complex energy distribution problems that plagued long-distance space communications. Massive research teams, unlimited resources, and the most advanced technologies had failed to crack the fundamental challenges of efficient energy transmission. And here was a human with something that looked almost disappointingly simple. "This," Dr. Choi said quietly, "will solve your energy transmission problem." The alien scientists exchanged glances. Humans were known for their unpredictability, but they were still considered a young species. How could this small device do what entire civilizations had failed to accomplish? Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Choi's research partner, began setting up the demonstration. She connected the tiny chip to a complex network of energy regulators and transmission systems that filled an entire wall of the laboratory. The alien scientists watched with a mixture of curiosity and barely concealed skepticism. The device was deceptively simple. It looked like nothing more than a standard data chip, with subtle etching that seemed almost random to the alien observers. But Dr. Choi knew better. Years of research, countless failed experiments, and a unique human approach to problem-solving had led to this moment. "Energy efficiency is not just about power," Choi explained, her voice calm and clear. "It's about understanding the fundamental relationship between transmission and reception." The lead alien scientist, a being with crystalline skin and multiple neural connections, leaned forward. Its species had developed faster than light communication centuries ago, yet they still struggled with consistent energy distribution across vast galactic distances. With a simple touch, Rodriguez activated the device. The laboratory's energy systems transformed instantly. Where previous attempts had resulted in massive energy loss, this tiny chip created a perfect, almost miraculous energy transmission network. Power flowed smoothly, without degradation, across distances that had previously been impossible. Complete silence filled the room. The alien scientists began running tests, their advanced scanning equipment working overtime. They checked and rechecked the results, unable to believe what they were seeing. "Impossible," muttered the lead scientist, its multiple neural connections firing rapidly. Dr. Choi simply smiled. Humans had a unique way of solving problems, not by following established rules, but by questioning them entirely. The device worked by using a quantum resonance principle that the alien researchers had never considered. It didn't just transmit energy. It created a dynamic relationship between transmission points that adjusted in real time. Each microsecond, the chip was recalculating, optimizing, adapting. What the aliens saw as a fixed problem, humans saw as a dynamic challenge. More tests followed. The research team brought in additional experts from different planetary systems. Each test confirmed the same remarkable result. This small chip could revolutionize energy transmission across the galaxy. "How did you develop this?" the lead scientist finally asked, its usual arrogance replaced by genuine curiosity. Dr. Choi explained their approach. It wasn't about having the most advanced technology, but about thinking differently. They had studied the problem from multiple angles, including biological energy transfer systems, quantum mechanics, and even principles of ecological adaptation. The implications were enormous. This single technological breakthrough could change how civilizations managed energy, communicate across space, and understand fundamental scientific principles. As the day progressed, news of the discovery began to spread. The Galactic Confederation's communication networks buzzed with excitement and disbelief. A human research team had done what entire civilizations had failed to accomplish. Outside the research facility, the barren landscape remained unchanged. But inside, something fundamental had shifted. Humanity had just demonstrated that innovation wasn't about having the most advanced starting point, but about the ability to see problems from completely unexpected perspectives. Dr. Choi looked at the small chip, a testament to human creativity and determination. Another small step for human technology, but potentially a giant leap for galactic understanding. The conference hall was massive, its curved walls lined with representatives from dozens of alien civilizations. At the center stood Min Lee, a human diplomatic coordinator barely 40 years old. Her presence seemed almost insignificant compared to the towering, complex alien delegates surrounding her. A critical galactic problem had emerged, a diplomatic crisis that threatened to tear apart the delicate balance between multiple star systems. Traditional negotiation methods had failed repeatedly. Powerful civilizations with centuries of diplomatic experience had tried and fallen short. The problem involved a resource-sharing dispute between three major planetary systems. Each civilization claimed absolute rights, their arguments becoming increasingly hostile. Massive fleets were being prepared. War seemed inevitable. Min looked calm. Too calm for the situation. "May I suggest an alternative approach?" she asked. Her voice steady and clear. The alien representatives looked at her, some with curiosity, some with open contempt. A human, suggesting a solution where advanced civilizations had failed? She began by doing something unexpected. Instead of presenting legal arguments or complex political strategies, she asked a simple question. "What do you each truly need?" The question hung in the air. It was so simple, so direct that it momentarily confused the alien delegates. They were used to complex negotiation protocols, intricate legal frameworks, and hours of technical discussions. Min continued. She didn't use technical language or political jargon. She spoke about basic human needs: survival, dignity, mutual respect. She described how her own planet had resolved similar conflicts through collaborative problem-solving. The alien representatives listened, initially skeptical. But something strange happened. Her approach was breaking through communication barriers that sophisticated translation technologies had failed to penetrate. She introduced a concept alien to most galactic civilizations: collaborative problem-solving. Not winning, but finding a solution where everyone gained something meaningful. Conflict is not about defeating the other side, Min explained. It's about understanding the underlying needs and finding creative solutions. She pulled out a simple visualization. Not a complex holographic display, but a hand-drawn diagram that showed interconnected needs and potential shared solutions. It was almost childlike in its simplicity. But within that simplicity lay a profound understanding of conflict resolution. The planetary representatives began to engage. Their initial hostility transformed into genuine conversation. Min wasn't trying to prove anyone wrong. She was helping them see their shared challenges from a different perspective. Hours passed. The traditional diplomatic teams watched in shocked silence. These were conversations that should have been impossible. By understanding each civilization's core needs, Min helped them design a resource-sharing framework that not only resolved the immediate conflict, but created a sustainable long-term cooperation model. What had seemed like an impossible diplomatic nightmare was resolved through a uniquely human approach: empathy, creativity, and a belief that complex problems could have elegant, collaborative solutions. The lead diplomatic representative from the most advanced civilization leaned towards Min. "How did you do this?" he asked, genuine respect replacing previous condescension. Min simply smiled. "We listened," she said. Really listened. The resolution wasn't perfect, but it was something no previous diplomatic approach had achieved. A genuine, mutually beneficial agreement that respected each civilization's core needs. As the conference concluded, the alien representatives looked at Min differently. She wasn't just a representative of a young human civilization. She represented a fundamentally different way of thinking about conflict, cooperation, and mutual understanding. Outside the conference hall, news of the breakthrough spread quickly. The Galactic Confederation was beginning to understand that humanity brought something unique to the cosmic table. Not just technological innovation, but a radical approach to problem solving. Min Lee returned to her team, exhausted but satisfied. Another small step in humanity's journey of galactic integration. Another demonstration that true communication wasn't about power but about genuine understanding. The stars continued their silent dance, watching this small moment of profound change. The void cluster emerged from the darkness of space like a nightmare made real. Massive ships that consumed entire planetary systems, leaving nothing but empty space and cosmic dust. The Galactic Confederation's military forces had been fighting for weeks, and they were losing. Commander Wu Kang stood on the bridge of the human battlecruiser Defiance. His team was small but focused, their eyes locked on the complex holographic displays showing the advancing enemy. Traditional alien defense strategies had failed completely. Massive battleships with advanced weapon systems had been torn apart like paper. Entire planetary defense networks crumbled within hours of the Void Cluster's initial attack. But humans approached war differently. "We're not going to fight their battle," Wu told his crew. "We're going to change the entire game." The Void Cluster's ships moved with a collective intelligence. They attacked with perfect coordination, consuming resources and destroying everything in their path. No individual strategy had worked against their collective mind. The Defiance was different. Where alien military thinking was rigid and structured, human tactics became fluid and unpredictable. Lieutenant Sarah Rodriguez began inputting a series of seemingly random coordinates. To the alien observers, her strategy looked like chaos. But chaos to humans was just an opportunity for creativity. The first wave of Void Cluster ships approached, their weapons charged, ready to consume another target. But the Defiance didn't move like a traditional battleship. It danced. Wu's tactical team had studied the Void Cluster's attack patterns, not through traditional military analysis, but by understanding their collective behavior like a complex biological system. They treated the massive ships like a living organism, looking for weaknesses in its collective response. Quantum computing systems worked over time. Each movement of the Defiance was calculated, yet appeared completely random to the enemy. They were fighting not with overwhelming force, but with adaptive intelligence. The first Void Cluster ships began to experience strange system failures. Their collective intelligence couldn't understand the human approach. Where they expected resistance, they found something else entirely, a form of warfare that didn't follow any known rules. Rodriguez's coordinate inputs created interference patterns that confused the collective enemy intelligence. The Defiance wasn't just defending, it was actively disrupting the Void Cluster's communication networks. Smaller human support ships joined the strategy. Each moved independently, yet part of a larger fluid system. They weren't trying to destroy the enemy directly. They were breaking down the enemy's ability to function as a collective intelligence. Hours of battle passed. The Galactic Confederation watched in disbelief. Human ships were surviving where massive advanced battleships had been destroyed in minutes. Wu understood something fundamental about conflict. Victory wasn't about direct confrontation. It was about understanding the enemy's core weakness and exploiting it creatively. The Void Cluster began to fragment. Their collective intelligence, so powerful in previous attacks, started to break down. Individual ships lost coordination. Their perfect collective response became individual, confused actions. By the battle's end, something extraordinary had happened. A small human fleet had done what entire advanced civilizations could not. They had stopped the Void Cluster's advance. The Galactic Confederation's military leaders gathered the human tactical team. They wanted to understand how they had achieved the impossible. "We didn't fight their war," Wu explained simply. "We changed how war is fought." The stars continued their silent watch. Another moment in humanity's unexpected journey through the galaxy. Another demonstration that human potential wasn't about having the most advanced technology, but about thinking beyond established limitations. The Defiance returned to base, its hull marked but unbroken. Another story to be told. Another legend of human adaptability being written across the cosmic canvas. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Confederation stretched like a cathedral of starlight. Delegates from thousands of planetary systems gathered, their collective history spanning millions of years. At the center stood a young human analyst named Yun Xin, her presence both unexpected and transformative. Humanity had changed everything in just a few short years. The final integration conference was more than a diplomatic meeting. It was a moment of cosmic recognition. Where humans were once viewed as a primitive species, they were now seen as a critical galactic civilization. Yoon walked to the central platform. Her presentation was simple: no complex holographic displays, no advanced technological tricks. Just a clear understanding of collaboration that seemed revolutionary to the alien delegates. "We are not here to compete," she began. "We are here to connect." The alien representatives listened, some with respect, some with lingering skepticism, but all with genuine curiosity. Her proposal was radical in its simplicity: a new framework of galactic cooperation that didn't rely on traditional power structures. Instead, it focused on adaptive, problem-solving, shared resources, and mutual understanding. The Confederation had operated on strict hierarchical systems for thousands of years. Humanity introduced a concept that seemed almost childlike in its directness, treating each civilization as equally important, regardless of technological advancement. Memories of previous human achievements echoed through the hall: the energy, transmission breakthrough, the diplomatic resolution of the planetary conflict, the unexpected defense against the Void Cluster. Each moment had challenged existing galactic understanding. Yoon explained how human diversity was a strength, not a weakness. How different perspectives could solve problems that centuries of unified thinking had failed to address. The lead representative of the most advanced civilization stood up. His multiple neural connections showed a complex mix of emotions: respect, surprise, and a hint of fear. "Humans have changed everything," he stated, not as an accusation but as a simple fact. Outside the conference hall, human representatives waited. They understood this was more than a diplomatic meeting. This was humanity's official introduction to the broader galactic community. Yoon's proposal included innovative resource-sharing protocols, collaborative research initiatives, and a new approach to technological and cultural exchange. It wasn't about domination. It was about genuine connection. Hours of discussion followed. The alien delegates picked apart every detail of the proposal, but they couldn't find fundamental flaws. Humanity had approached galactic integration the way they approached every challenge, with creativity, adaptability, and an unexpected approach. The final resolution came not through complex legal language, but through a simple agreement. Humanity would be recognized as a full partner in galactic civilization, with all the rights and responsibilities that entailed. As the conference concluded, something had fundamentally shifted. The galaxy would never be the same. Yoon returned to her team, exhausted but satisfied. Another small step in humanity's unexpected journey. Another demonstration that true progress wasn't about power, but about understanding. The lead diplomatic representative approached her. "You have changed how we see collaboration," he said. Yoon simply smiled. "We're just getting started," she responded. In that moment, standing in the grand hall filled with representatives from thousands of civilizations, humanity's potential seemed limitless. They had arrived not through military might or technological superiority, but through a unique ability to see possibilities where others saw only limitations. The stars continued their silent dance, watching this small moment of profound transformation. Humanity had taken its place in the cosmic story, not as a conquered or conquering species, but as true partners in the grand adventure of galactic exploration. Another chapter was beginning, and no one, not humans, not aliens, could predict where it might lead.